Dansa kita tamaskat nawa anoskagi sigak. Kimberly Halcrow nitis nangason. Welcome you all today, and my name is Kimberly Halcrow. We're gonna go into kinships, meaning family and relatives. So we're gonna put those two together, and we're gonna go down the list of who are your relations in the family. And it's almost like a family tree kind of way. We're gonna go up from you to up. So before I start, I always do a song. So this way, we're gonna do the kinship words and add a saying so we could extend your language in sentences. Okay, so the song goes like this. So I love you, ni mama, my mother, or negawi, I love you. So it goes like this. Gesakitin, negawi, gesakitin, negawi, gesakitin. So you're gonna add I love you, mom. I love you, dad. I love you, sister. I love you, older brother. I love you, younger brother or sister. So but first we're gonna go through the kinship words, and then we'll add the positive word of saying I love you, because I think that's the most important thing that you say every day to your family. For the unit or theme, we're gonna call this kinship wakutuin. Wakutuin means kinship. So that will be our unit. So we're gonna go back here. So kinship means family and relatives. So when you put those two together, we have wakumaganak. Okay, so we have wagumaganak. So family and relatives together. You're relating. So under your wagumaganak, under the unit of wakutuin. So this is what we're gonna have a list of who is in your family, who you're related to, wagumaganak. So we have, first of all, most important, we're all gonna start with kukum mushum. Kukum mushum. So kukum is grandmother, and then mushum is grandfather. Okay, so those are direct words of labeling grandmother and grandfather. So I'm going to turn it over to saying my grandmother and my grandfather. So this is where the ne and ke comes in, because ne for Nina, you got ne, and then you have, okay, I'm going to go back to, sorry, I need to emphasize this one. Okay. We're going to emphasize the Nina and Gina. So Nina is your double E sound right there, Nina. And then you have Gina. So when you come along with sentences of my and you, you're going to hear ne and ke. Okay? So Nina, me, ne, Gina, gi, ke. So we're gonna go down to the ne and the ke. So you understand who you're talking to and what of my to you.
So Nina means my, and Gina means you.
Yeah, and also my is the I, and you or your. Okay. All right, so let's go go back over here. So, like I said, so we have kokum, grandmother, and then we're gonna put my grandmother. So I'm gonna take this red one, kokum. So I'll put it down here. So we have nokum. Okay, nokum. Nokum, my grandmother. And then you're gonna have my grandfather, and this is where the ne comes in because I'm saying my. So my is ne. So ne mushum. Ne mushum. Okay. So I'm gonna pretend that you're gonna repeat after me. So you're gonna say my grandfather. Ne mushum. You're gonna repeat after me. My grandmother. Nogum.
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 And then you're gonna go to my grandfather. Nimushum.
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 There you go. Okay, now you're gonna go down to your parents. So Negawi. 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 And you hear that, I'm going to call it a slang word because nimama, because already you hear mama means mother, and nipapa, you hear that papa, father. Because you grew up with those English words that way when babies first talk, right? Nimama, mama, papa, or mom, dada, but these are yours used, and you know right away it's mom and dad. Okay, so we're gonna go up saying negawi, 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 double E sound. So that means mother. And then you have nohtawi, nohtawi, nohtawi means father.
Would you say the top ones are more formal and the bottom ones are more informal? Or are they both the same level of formality?
Well, the younger generation would want to just say ni mama, ni papa. And the older generation will say nigawi and nuhtawi. Okay, not to get confused, these are already put in the my parts. Okay, so I'm not going to go put ne negawi or ne nohtawi. It's already written the way it sounds to say my grandmother, my grandfather, my dad, my father, and my mother and my father. So I'm going to repeat it back again. So don't get confused. We're not going to put the ne because it's already been put in there for you. But the other kinships that we're about to do will have the ne. So you're going to say my daughter, my older brother, my older sister. So you're going to start seeing that. So I'm going to repeat these again just to tell you that we don't need not to put more to it because it's already in there. Okay? All right. So let's go back to my grandmother. Nogum.
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 My grandfather. Nimisum.
Nimishum.
Nimisum.
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 So this was already created that way, even though I just said we're not adding. You're not going to put nimisum. It's already been written that way. Okay? So we're going to go down here, as in plain slang as nimama. Already you know that's going to be mother. So we're going to go up here. You're going to say negawi.
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 And then we're going to go to my father. Nohtawi.
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 Okay. So now you already have 4 Cree kinship words where it's very important you start from your grandparents to your parents. Okay. So this. Now, Daughter. So you're gonna learn the word daughter, but we're gonna put my daughter. So my daughter, you're gonna say Nitanis. Nitanis. Okay? Nitanis. 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 Yeah, so that's my daughter. And then you're gonna go to my son. And go say Negosis. Negosis.
Negosis.
Negosis.
Negosis.
And you know these are all going to be short vowel sounds. And comparing to up here we have Nitanis. And you have Negosis. Negosis. Okay? Emphasize it. So my son. So my daughter Nitanis. My son Negosis. So I would like to jump to my older brother. So my older brother, Nestes. Nestes.
So these aren't put into one word, they're two separate words. Then it's Nikosis, it's not Nikosis, right?
Ne.
Ne.
Yeah.
Ne.
Nekosis.
So it's almost like writing my in front
Yeah.
of the word.
Yep. So my older brother, Nestes. 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 My older brother. And you're gonna go I'm gonna go to my older sister. Okay, so my older sister, Nemis. 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 Nestes. Okay, so repeat after me. My older brother, Nestes.
Nistes.
Nestes.
Nistes.
Nestes.
Nistes.
My older sister, Nemis.
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 Okay, so let's not do the English. Let's go up here. So say Nitanis.
Nitanis.
Negosis.
Negosis.
Nestes.
Nistes.
Nemis.
Nemis.
One more time. Nitanis.
Nitanis.
Negosis.
Nicosis.
Nestes.
Nistes.
Nemis.
Nemis.
Okay, so I'm gonna have you repeat it back to me alone. Can we do it that way too? Okay, so I'm gonna say the English and you're gonna say Cree back to me. My daughter.
Nitanis.
Okay, don't forget ne.
Ne.
Okay.
Ne.
Okay.
Nitanis.
There you go. My son.
Nicosis.
My older brother.
Nistes.
My older sister.
Nemis.
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 Okay, don't forget. We do get the only time you see that is the bar on top of me, ni, ki. Okay, so we don't use that on there. So it's just nemis.
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 Yeah. So my sister-in-law is my brother's wife. So Nichagus, Nichagus. So my brother-in-law, Nistao, Nistao, Nistao. So with this one, if someone were to tell me your sister-in-law, Gichagus, Gichagus, Gichagus. Okay, so that's your. I know we're not going into your yet, but I wanted to tell you the difference of this one and this one. So brother-in-law, Nistao, Nistao, Nistao. So with the brother-in-law, it doesn't matter which wako tumwin came from, the female side or the male side. Okay, so you're gonna have them both for ni stao. Cause me growing up, this is what Nostawi has always taught me to say ni stao. Okay, just because you hear the ni doesn't mean like Nina, ni or ne, but it's already up here. It's already included. Ni stao, ni stao, ni stao. Okay. Okay, so let's review because I think I have the basic of our we say another word, family, relatives, wakomaganak. So wakomaganak. So let's start from so we're gonna put the my now. Okay? We're gonna put all in my. So my grandmother, nogum.
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 My grandfather, nimushum.
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 Nemushum.
Nimushum.
Nemushum.
And that's already built into Nekawi.
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 Mother. Nostawi.
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 Father. So those are already built into, as in my father, my mother. Okay, so we're gonna go here. My daughter, Nitanis.
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 My son, Nekosis.
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 My older brother, Nistes.
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 My older sister, Nemis.
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 My younger sister or brother, Nemis.
Nemis.
Excuse me. Go back. My older sister or brother, Nisim.
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 Oh, my younger.
Yeah, so my younger sister, brother, doesn't matter who you call to your sister or to your brother, the younger one. So Nisim.
Nisim.
Nisim. My uncle, dad's side, Nogamis.
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 My uncle from my mom's side, Nesis.
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 My aunt, doesn't matter each side, Netusis.
Netosis.
Netusis.
Netosis.
Netusis.
Netosis.
Okay, so my sister-in-law from my brother's wife, Nejagos.
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 My brother-in-law, Nistao.
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 So it's already built in ni, nistao, my, or I. Nistao. It's built in. Okay. And so we're gonna go to my son. And we're gonna go to my daughter. So my son. And you already know, how do we start with the my?
Ne.
Ne. So we're gonna put negosis. Negosis, my son. Negosis, negosis. And then we're gonna have my daughter. Then we have the my. What are we gonna start with again?
Ne.
Ne. Da. Nis. Ne. Da. Nis. Ne. Nitanis. Okay, so one more time. My son, Nikosis.
Negosis.
My daughter, Nitanis.
Nitanis.
Ekose. Okay, so I think I have all that I've heard growing up in my Wagamaganak. Growing up, these are all the words that I've learned growing up. So now it's the my, now we're gonna go to your. So we're gonna go back. Okay, so now we went through the kinships of my. Now we're gonna go to the kinships to your. So it's you. So we're gonna start with your grandfather. So you already have grandfather in there. So how did we say my grandfather? So we said Nimoshum. So and then your ke. So we say ke moshum. Ke moshum. Okay, now you're going to your grandmother. Okay, so grandmother, nugum. So we're gonna put the your, and we're gonna say kukum. And then again, don't be where it's already built in there. So we're gonna stick to saying that it's built in there. So you're not gonna put ke kukum. Okay, so it's already built in there. So your grandmother, kukum, it's built in there. Okay, and then we got your mother. Okay, so mother, we had Nostawi, and then we're gonna go to your mother. So it's gonna go Gikawi. Okay, so mother we had Nestawi. Hold on, mother. Let's go back. Okay, mother Negawi. Okay, Negawi. Your mother Gikawi. Okay, and then we have your father. So Nostawi. So your father, we're gonna say Gohtawi. So let's go back from the top. Your grandfather, Gimosum. Your grandmother, Kukum. Your mother, Gikawi. Your father, Gohtawi. Ekose. Okay, so your son. So my son, we said Nikosis. You're going to hear the N. Nikosis. So now your son, we say Gekosis. Your son, ¿Qué cosas?
¿Qué cosas?
¿Qué cosas?
¿Qué cosas?
Okay, I'm gonna go a little low here so we could put daughter on one page. So your daughter. So I'm gonna go back to daughter. Let's go back to my daughter. So Nitanis. 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 So you have your ke. So your daughter, we're gonna say Gitanis. 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 Okay, so let's review from the top for your grandfather Kimashum, Kukum, Kikawi, Kohtawi, Kikosis, Gitanis. Okay, so without me saying it in Cree, I'll say it in English and you're gonna read this. Okay, you ready? Your grandfather. Your grandmother. Your mother. Your we. Kikawi. Yeah, we. Kikawi. Okay. So Nohtawi, Kikawi. Okay. Your father. Your son. Your daughter. Egose. Your older sister. Your older sister. So we're gonna go back to my older sister and you're gonna hear it for the end. So my older sister is Nimis. My older sister. So we're gonna go to your older sister. So you got the your. We're gonna start with Ki and then miss. Gimis. Gimis. Okay, so I'm just gonna put that together. Gimis. And then we're gonna go to your older brother. Okay, so older brother, my older brother, Nistes. So you're gonna go to your older brother, Gestes. Okay. And your younger sibling. So sibling, we're gonna use the word sibling because it's your sister, your younger sister, or your younger brother is your younger sibling. Okay, so we'll put your younger sibling. Or you know what? I'll just put your younger sister or brother. Okay. So your younger brother, your younger sister or brother. So when we said my younger sister and brother, Nisimis. So we're gonna go to your Gesimis. Okay, Gesimis. So let's go back from the top. Your younger sister, Gimis. Your younger brother, Gistes. Your younger sister or brother, Gesimis. So I'll say it in English. I mean, I'll just go down and then I'll say, okay, now you're gonna read it in Cree to me. Okay. Okay. So your older sister, Gimis. Your older brother, Gistes. Your younger sister or brother, Gesimis. Gisimis, Gisimis. Okay, so I'm gonna have you read the Cree back to me. I'll say it in English and you read it back to me in Cree. Your older sister.
Gemis. Gemis.
Your younger brother.
Gestes. Gestes.
Your younger sister or brother.
Gesimis. Gesimis.
Egose. Okay, so we have covered my and you or your. So we're gonna go into the third person aspect of the words that we just did on kinships. So we're gonna start with grandfather. Okay, so grandfather, nimisum, gimisum. So we're gonna go to his or hers grandfather. So in Cree, it's gonna change in the writing. So we're gonna put the O and then grandfather. Misum, misum. Ah. Okay, so his or her grandfather. So like I'm gonna say, nimisum, gimisum, omosuma, omosuma, o, omosuma,
Umasuma.
omosuma.
Umasuma.
Yeah, okay, omosuma, his or her grandfather. Okay. And then we're gonna go to his or her grandmother. Okay, so we got grandmother. Nogum, kogum, his or her grandmother. So we're gonna go o, ogoma. Ogoma. His or her grandmother. Ogoma. Ogoma.
Oguma.
Ogoma.
Oguma.
Omasuma.
Umasuma.
Ogoma.
Oguma.
Right. Okay. So, his or her mother. So, Nikawi, Gikawi, his or her. So we're gonna put ohu, dawiya. Oh, sorry, one wrong color. Oh, dawiya. Okay. Otawiya.
Otawiya.
Yeah, Otawiya.
Otawiya.
Otawiya. Okay, so mother, Notawi, Notawiya. His or her mother, Notawi. Okay, and then we're gonna go. And then there's that slang word that comes again in mind where you're gonna say his or her mother, Nimama, Gimama, and we could say Omamawa. Omamawa. So let's add that too if you are wanting to use both. It's okay. Omamawa. So you're also looking at how the grammar and the language changes when you're going to a different demonstrative direction. Okay, so his or hers. Okay, so we have mother, so we're gonna go to father. We're gonna put the O. Otawiya. To let's just go back to the beginning. Is that okay? Mm-hmm. All right. Okay. So now His or her grandfather, Omosoma. Omosoma.
Omosoma. Omosoma.
His or her grandmother, Hokoma.
Hokoma. Hokoma.
His or her mother, Ogawiya.
Okawiya.
Okay. And like I said also, we had that ni mama ni papa. You could also say omamawa.
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 His or her father, Utaweya.
Utaweya.
Utaweya. Yeah, Utaweya. His or her father. And then if we had omamawa and then my father, ni papa, so how would we say his or her father in the form of ni papa?
Opapawa.
Yes, opapawa. Opapawa. Okay. So I'm gonna put this over. Okay. So we're gonna go to the word son. So nekosis, gekosis, his, her son. So we're gonna start with the o kosisa. O kosisa.
Okosisa.
O kosisa.
Okosisa.
Okay, and then we have his or her daughter. So I'm gonna say daughter again. Netanis, Gitanis, his or her daughter. We're gonna start with O Dan Sa. O dansa. O dansa. Oh, sorry, there we go. O dansa. O dansa. Okay. And then we're gonna go to my older sister. So we're gonna review. Nimis, Gimis, his or her older sister. Okay, so we're gonna put, like, I'll say it again. Nimis, Gimis, his or her, O Missa. O Missa. I'm gonna underline that. O Missa. His or her older brother. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to my and I. So Nistes, Gistes, Ostesa. There you go. Ostesa. Ste. Long E sound right there. Ostesa. Okay. Okay. And now we're gonna go to his or her younger sister and brother. I'll do short form. Sister and brother. So I'm going to say Nisimis, Gisimis, his or her younger sister. I'm going to say O Si Mi Sa. So got that double E sound there. Osima. Osimis. Osimis. Sorry. Osimisa. Right there. Osimisa. His or her younger sister or brother. Osimisa. Okay. So let's do a review. Okay. So I'm going to say it in English and you're going to say it back to me in Cree. Okay? His or her grandfather.
Omosoma.
His or her grandmother.
Owokoma.
Okay. His or her mother.
Okawaya.
Okawiya.
Okawiya.
Okay. And the other way of saying it.
Omamawa.
Okay. His or her father.
Otaiwiya.
Otawiya.
Otawiya.
Yeah. Otawiya. Otawiya.
Otawiya.
Okay, hold on. Otawiya. Yeah, sorry. Otawiya.
Otawiya.
And then the other way of saying it.
Opapawa.
Opapawa. Okay. His or her son.
Okosisa. Okosesa.
Okosisa.
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 Yeah. His or her daughter.
Otanesa.
Otanisa. 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 His or her older sister.
Omesa.
His or her older brother.
Ostesa.
His or her younger sister or brother.
Osemisa.
Osimisa.
Osimisa.
Yeah, don't forget the double E sound. Osimisa.
Osimisa.
Osimisa. Okay. 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 So with this part, I'm not going to emphasize with all, like you wanting to add a sentence to this. So we'll just say that I love you. So with that I love you, I'll say, oh, gisagitin nostawi. I love you, my mom.
Yeah.
Nigawi. Okay, yeah. And then, but if you're gonna go say, I love your mom, nisagi how, kimama, nisagi how, kikawi. So with all the kinships that we've been doing, we're gonna add a sentence to it, so this way you can start building more into the kinship, because you're not gonna, you need to start talking to your family to build up the Cree language. So let's say the word astam, just basic astam. So astam negoses. Okay, so astam means come here, my son. Okay, so you can tell anybody to astam. Okay, so say astam.
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 Okay, so astam negoses. So in the top of your head as my student, who else would you ask to come?
Nitanses.
Nidanis.
Nitanis.
Nidanis. So you could say astam nidanis. Astam nidanis, astam nidanis. Okay, now give me one more. Astam nimama, short way, or astam negawi. Astam negawi. Okay? And then we'll emphasize on I love you, because I think I love you is a very important thing to say every day, in the morning or even before going to bed. Because with me, I say that to my my daughters and my son. Nitansak agad negosis. Okay, so if I would say I love you, my daughter, and I say kisagitin kisagitin nidanis. Okay, kisagitin nidanis. I love you, my daughter. Okay, kisagitin nidanis. And then the grammar itself too, it could be reversed. So you could say negosis. You're looking at your son, you say, my son. I'll say, oh, negosis astam, right? Or and then you could turn this around and say, oh, nidanis kisagitin. So it doesn't matter how, if you're gonna say I love you, my daughter, that way, or my daughter, I love you. It still means the same, either or, if you just turn it over. So don't think you need to say I love you right away or astam. Don't, with Cree, you could turn things around. Okay? So say negosis astam.
Negosis astam.
Netanis kisagitin.
Netanes kisagiten.
Astam negosis.
Astam negosis.
Kisagitin netanis.
Kisagiten netanes.
So either or, it sounds beautiful. Okay? Okay. All right, so let's do another kisagitin. So, I love you. Nisim. So Nisim, who's Nisim again?
Younger sibling.
Mm-hmm. So I love you, my young brother, sister. Okay? So kisagitin, Nisim. Nisimis. Okay? So, I love you, my younger brother and sister. Kisagitin Nisimis.
Kisagiten nisimis.
Okay, so but if you're gonna be direct, like, I love you, my brother, because you're in that moment with your younger sibling, so you don't need to say I love you, my younger brother. Okay, so I love you, my brother, so he's right beside you. So kisagitin nisimis. So one more time.
Kisagiten nisimis.
There you go. Okay, something about, like with me, like when my parents would talk to me in Cree and I would say, well, why do you say it that way, like what did you say again? And if I were to have them repeat again, that's like, to them, it's like I'm not listening. So I need to listen. It's like a discipline. It's almost like, don't question. Just say, Gegon na nama, namama, like be polite to, like, don't say gegon. Like gegon is like what? It's very rude. And if you talk to an elder, your parents, and to, like, if you want to, like, a lot of Indigenous people that are not speakers have a hard time, how do you say it, speaking back in Cree, and that's how they tend to question. Instead of like, well, what did you say? I don't know how to say that. What do you mean? Go and say, okay, can you say that again, please? Be polite with the language, and then and this way the speaker doesn't feel so frustrated or disrespected, or don't question. Go and ask politely, can you say that again, please?
So it's kind of like proper etiquette.
Yes, yes. Because with me, if like I said earlier, like it gets them, my parents, or even my dad to this day, gets upset with me when, what? Mate betuin, listen to me, he'll say, and I say, okay, gigon, dad, gigitomite. Like, even though I said gigon, I say gigon, gigon and nama, gitomite. What was that you said? But in Cree, maybe that's another way of saying it back in Cree, be more respectful to that elder to say it back to you in Cree. But if you say it in English, it sounds rude, like, what did you say? I don't know how to say that. Say it again. You know what I mean? Like when I talked to my nephew the other day, because Shale was gone. And then there's a word of, because he was saying he was coming home. So there's that action. Oh, he was saying he was coming home. So I'm waiting and waiting. And I told Tilda, oh, winapano a Shale, winapan. So winapan is like, where is he? He should be here now, winapan. And then I talked to my nephew and I said, winapan Shale. I said, say it, repeat after me. And he looks at me, I don't even know what that means. What do you mean? I said, just say it. And then I'll tell you. I don't know how to say it. Well, try. Winapan. And winapan. He said it really fast. I said, well, there you go. And then now you'll know, like, whenever time Shale is gone, you could just use that one word of putting it in the house and building up the language and the humor of it. And like I said, like, it was like, oh, winapano was Shale. And my sister-in-law, what did you say? Like, it, you know, because they weren't really brought up with the language. So when I came in and coming in, oh, Kisagit, and they know that already, the one word. Astam, they already know that one word. Mitso, I've been here for how many days now, and we eat mitso. And, you know, so we need to really emphasize and encourage and repetition, and that's when that revival comes in, rejuvenation, and anything else with the re. Ama kutakitwe winna piagoma atuske. Atuske. So we're going to take this word atuske, means work. And then we're going to put it in the form of I work, you work, she or he works, they work, we work, excluded, we work, included, and all of you work. Okay? So work, atuske, 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 atuske. So when we go into the content of I work, and say ne atoskan, ne atoskan. Ne atoskan. So and then this changes, okay? So work atoske is the action of working, and then put the I work, ne atoskan. Okay? Ne atoskan. Ne atoskan. So we're gonna go to you work. Ge atoskan. Ge atoskan. Ge atoskan. I'll go to she and he works. Okay? Atuskewak. 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 Then we're going to bring that back. Atuskewak. Atuskewak. Here's your meaning she or he works. Atuskewak. And then we're gonna go to at the scale. Sorry, she or he works at the scale. At the scale. And then we're gonna put they work. They work at the skewak. At the skewak. At the skewak. They work at the skewak. And then we'll go to we work. So we have the excluded. Okay, we work, excluded. Ne. Ne. Atuske nan. Ne atuske nan. Ne atuske nan. We work, excluded. And then we'll go to we work, included. So you go to ke atuske now. We work, okay, atuske now. Ne atuske nan, ke atuske now. We work. And then last one, all of you work. Go to ke atuske now. Ke atoske nawao. All of your work. Ke atoske nawao. And go sit.